Hello everyone. We're going to talk about the car data type, and the car data type is like a single, sorry, it's like a single character. You can use a single quotation mark to identify a car data type, and you can see an example here of car, my middle initial equals M. You could put any single character in that car, and you can also pass in escape sequences, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Um, it's different from the string class because the string class is, although it's a built-in class, it's not a primitive type. In fact, the string class stores and manipulates um, array of car. So a string is actually an array of various characters put together and made into a string. Strings are written between double quotation marks. All right, so the escape sequence that we mentioned, you begin those with backslashes and you follow them by character. This is a non-printing character that tells the computer what to do. To produce console output on multiple lines, you can use the backslash in, or you can use a new line escape sequence. That is escape sequence. Or you can use the print line method multiple times, and that gives you that. That's basically passing in an escape sequence by using print line. It's faster to use the escape sequence. And these are all the escape sequences. And we're going to jump into code and show that in a second. Um, but you can kind of take a snapshot of the screen if you wanted to, but these are the escape sequences. And in our code, let's look at what we can do with escape sequences. Okay, this is our old hello world java.file. We're going to create a new file, and let me clear this. We're going to create a new file, and we're just going to say escape sequences. And it's, oops, I don't want to do it that way. Let's come down here and redo this. We want this to be a Java file, so we need to put that .java extension there. I'm going to go ahead and save this file just so it can show up on the side over here. You can see escape sequences.java. I'm going to close this file out, so we don't want to save it. And this is going to be public class escape sequences, public static void main string args. And I just want to show you, we'll type in this two 5-letter words. Grace lives. Right, or I'll just say Elvis lives for fun. Elvis lives. All right. So you can see what we're doing here. I'm going to go ahead and make this a print line command, so it gives that return here, that next line. And we're just going to save this file with Control S, and then I'm going to compile the file on the bottom, because I've not ever compiled this file before. Okay, so we're going to Java C escape sequences dot Java, and I misspelled escape sequences, as you can tell. So we're going to fix that right now. Right, there you go. That is going to work, and we're going to now Java escape sequences. And what you'll see is lives. So this \r command is a carriage return. It simply means it goes back to the beginning of the line. So we printed out Elvis, and then it went back to the beginning of the line and put lives on top of it. So you never actually saw Elvis. There are other escape sequences that are interesting. For example, we can use backspace. So let's do the same thing, but let's put a backspace in here, right? And yeah, so we're going to, in fact, let's do something interesting real quick. Let's, to show you this running differently, we're going to I want you guys to see this. So these are two print commands without a new line statement, right? I'll go ahead and put a new line sequence at the end. Um, Actually, I might want to show you how that looks without a new line sequence first. Let's do that. And then I'm just going to say, put a little for statement in here. All right, and that's just going to, sorry. All right, I could make that negative 2500. All right, this is just going to be a delay. This is just a simple way of making a delay at this stage. There's a better way, but this is speedily lets you see that this is just a delay. So ignore this line. But what I want you to see when I run this code is I want you to see that you can't even really, didn't even have a chance to see it. But what happens is, let me make this, let's see if that helps at all. I think I should be able to get to that level, right? Okay. So, yeah, you don't even see the delay. Yeah, so it's no big deal. But what I want you to notice is that we actually backspaced over the S before lives prints, right? And if we put multiple backspaces in here, you're going to see it's deleting that command, right? We'll show that to you as well. And you can see now it's deleted L, I, and S, and before it prints lives. I'm going to try one more thing. Let me put a long here and do it this way. All right. Still don't have that delay. Anyway, yeah, so that is that's what backspace does. What I want you to notice is when I run this, you don't see the new line. Like it says elv lives, and there's no new line here. So if I wanted to put a new line sequence in there, I can just put \n, and you can see that happening. I'm going to do one more thing real quick and see if this does anything. And I'm going to give up at that point. I don't know how big I need to make this work. There's a little bit of a delay. I'm going to try one more thing. I said I'd do it one more time, but I'm going to do it one more time. And yeah, Control S. All right. Now you see that delay a little bit. Okay. So in fact, that was a really good visual of what happened. In fact, we will take this here, and instead of putting it here, we're going to put that here. So you have backspaces on this line. Okay. I'm going to clear the screen at the bottom. So just so you all know, usually I do a delay with a millisecond counter, and that counts a specific time. This particular delay I'm using with long, and it's just counting through these the I variable until it reaches to this point. I don't know how long it takes to count. Depends on your processor speed. And I'm sure the server runs pretty fast, so it's looking pretty good. But either way, there's a really big value, and I wasn't sure how big I was going to go, so I made it a long. But as it stands, I want you to see. It's not what I want you to see. I want to recompile this, and I want you to see how this works. You can see Elvis is printed, and then it backspaced over Elvis, and lives started at that point. So I think that that makes sense of the backslash b, and we can make sense of the backslash n. Let's talk about a couple more that are valuable, and that would be the backslash, and all that does is backslash denotes a new line character. So if you want to print like a backslash, we need to have two backslashes for it to work. This will actually now print a backslash. And same thing happens with the quotation marks, because maybe I want to print a quotation mark. Well, I can print them by putting backslash quotation mark like that. And that will actually print quotation marks now. Otherwise, it treats it as the beginning or ending of a string. And we're going to go ahead and do that. You guys can see that working. All right, you can see now we have those quotation marks there. And finally, one that is valuable that should not be missed is backslash single quotation mark, just in case you need. Actually, there's two that should be missed. One is backslash single quotation mark, and one is the tab statement. So if I do backslash t, that actually gives us a space, and I can do things in a columnar format. So I'm going to show that really quickly. So we're going to control S this, and then run this, and you can see what backslash t will do when the thing starts. You can see it tabs over a little bit, and you can line things up in a column. Well, this video got longer than I wanted it to be, but we're going to stop here.